I have no idea what that means, Kihag. I really thought, by the way, tonight, Kihag, that you just give Harrison a huge chance to win, and for some reason it didn't happen. But everything was extremely close, I mean, honestly. You can't get closer than that. Okay, I'm guessing the chat is a bit slower. Salute. And now I can drink something. Every time my mouth gets so dry after this. Adley, you're back. I thought you were gonna be gone. I didn't see almost any of your answers there after a while. I wonder how delayed I am. I'm glad you had fun, Risty. I also have fun making the questions and also trying to make them very hard, because it's always fun for me to see when you guys are struggling to get the answer. It's a lot more fun than just like having the answer there. What's the next video that's coming out? The next video is a new one that I'm not gonna tell you quite yet, but it's something new. Like, it's not Mike and Lauren, and it's also not semi-final. It's something else that I'm doing. It's something that Dana is gonna like a lot. It's a reaction video of something that I promised I was going to do. Oh yes, in Swiss you missed the start of the quiz. Well, no wonder, that's why you got so much zero in the beginning. Stephen Moore, you think you were 11th. Let's see if you're actually right. Oh, you were actually 13th because there were other people that also received no, actually, you could say you're 11 because there were like the 10 points people. You're like 3 of you. But also, let me see. I think Glenn Bonich should have gotten something because he had also 11 points. But my script said that Bogdan Gavrila answered more questions. So Bogdan Gavrila got 5 correct ones, where Glenn got only 4 correct ones. So that's why it was pushed on the 11th place. So let's see the chat, because I missed something while I was looking at the table. When is Americans 2013? I asked Laura and Mike. They're trying to figure out the times to film it. After we film it, it takes usually around 2-3 days. You would support the stream if you could. I don't know what that means. If you want to support, I think you can use like super chat or super stickers, something like that. And there is also a link if you want to support this. There is a link in the description of the live streaming, and you can support it by going to the Streamlabs website, because this has been done with Streamlabs. I was glad you had a question about Etsilia. I could get 5 points in one question. Oh, so did you get those 5 points? Yeah, I was actually expecting people to know it more. I saw a lot of answers for that image. How many points did I get? Oh, Mart, I'm gonna tell you right now. You also got 11 points, but you only answered to 3 questions. So you got 11 with 3 questions, Glenn got 11 with 4 questions, and Bogdan Gavrila got 11 with 5 questions. So that's why Bogdan Gavrila was ranked, because I'm not doing it myself, it happens automatically now. That's why he was ranked on the 10th place, because he got more questions, right? Americans react to 1956. Well, first of all, I don't think I can find the show, but they do want to react to the older ones. So once I finish with their series, they're definitely watching the older ones. Mike already asked me to. Dana, what's your decision on the AfterChat? So, because we talked last week that sometimes I tired afterwards, I still think that this is a better thing. I don't think people were just gonna come up just to chat for no reason. So, at least this way, they're still like coming here from the trivia night, so they want to talk about that, and I think there's still like a reason to do it. I don't think people will just randomly come to talk, like, I don't know, maybe they would, I never tried it. And I'm still excited right after the trivia night, so I can still stay awake. It's not like I'm going to sleep right after it. Mark, you thought you got 11 points. Yes, you did get 11 points. Or maybe I'm seeing the chat, I'm way up, so you guys have already wrote a lot more. Who is your Eurovision crush? Well, it's a dancer, probably, I would say. No, not an actual artist, I don't think so. But yeah. I got the answer on the host series question first, but forgot to put it in alphabetical order. Well, Marco, I'm sorry. That's why I kept saying alphabetically. All the initials. I just watched 150 songs in the past 4 days thanks to your poll. Well, I'm glad that someone is actually watching them. Which, by the way, I want to talk with you about it. So, the way I kind of figure out that I'm going to change a little bit the format of that. I did notice that people are not really voting for the older songs. They're just voting for what they know. They don't actually go in the playlist to watch, or I don't know. They just want to revenge like some of their acts that they really liked in the recent years. So what I thought I was going to do for the quarterfinals and semifinals, I will keep the same format. I will send one from each one in the final, straight into the final. But when the final is happening, I'm gonna show you the reaction of the Americans for each country, and you're gonna be voting while you're watching the reaction. So if the reaction are gonna take like 1 week for you to see, you will have that 1 week to vote. So when we are voting, we don't know your results yet. You would have not started to vote yet. So in that case, everyone will watch the reactions, so I know that they will see the acts and they will like them or not, because otherwise a lot of them, I feel like they don't even know what the acts are. Most of the votes come only from like 2015 and up, and there are like so many really good songs even before 2010, and they don't get any votes, and I really think that people don't know the songs. I don't have a credit card. Don't worry, that's fine. Just watch the ads. If you're watching the ads, that's supporting. So just turn off your ad blocker and it's gonna be fine. But that's not during the stream, that's mostly if you watch the videos. I'm not even sure how the ads are working with the stream. Because I'm not putting any. Oh, Jonathan, you missed the last 4 questions and you still won. Yeah, but the others came really close to you, so that was risky. How do you send me your email address? So on my channel, on YouTube channel, you will see, if you go, I think it's called About, like you go on my channel, then on the About section, and you will find my email address there. Or if you don't want to do it that way, or you cannot do it that way, if you come on Facebook, on my Facebook group, which by the way, you'll find a link also on my YouTube channel, is on the banner on the bottom right. You can click on that one, you'll go to the group and you can send me a private message on Facebook. Okay, there is no footage from back then. I still like the pictures from back then. I saw like some really cool pictures from back, like where the moderators or whatever you call it, commentators were standing and all that. It's pretty cool. What time is it there? Well, right now it's 1:36. You had a crush on Ilana Pasha? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna comment. Alex, it won't change anything I fear, and having the reactions to vote at the end is fun. Okay, well, if you think it's a better way to present it that way, I can do it, but I just thought that this will kind of make the people to actually watch it. Yes, the semifinals are gonna be pretty competitive, let's say that way, but there are also a lot of good songs, and from what I've noticed, I mean, it's also like a very personal opinion. Some of the acts are just being pushed by fans. I don't find them that great, so friends might get really angry with me when I want to rank them. But I don't like all the songs that are like favorites now. Like some of them I actually do not like, and I understand why they didn't qualify. You should have a round of questions before the year 2000. That would be interesting. I think that would make a lot of people angry if I would put only questions before 2000s, but that would also make me try to learn new stuff, because right now most of these questions that I'm asking you I kind of just know, but to do it from before 2000 I have to research it. So yeah, maybe that will be cool for me, but a lot of people will just be googling the answers, I'm pretty sure. The zooming out round is very good. Thank you. I came up with that idea when I figured out how easy it is to what it's called, to record your screen. It's just two keys on your keyboard, and that's it. I missed some questions, I think. Dana, don't worry about roasting me, by the way. I know my role here very well. Well, if that's your role, are you the chicken that's getting roasted? You could do decades, like a 90s quiz, an 80s quiz. Well, I think the issue is the same. People will literally just be googling everything for every question. When do you usually sleep at nights? Usually, like if it's just like a normal thing, I would go to bed, I would say late 11 to around 12. But if I am doing something or working on something, I'm always very excited while I'm working. Like editing like the videos that I did for the quarterfinals, that took forever. That was like a killer. Like my head was exploding. And right after that, I cannot sleep. So even if I go to bed, I'm gonna be in bed for like an hour and a half because I can't fall asleep. And I also get a lot of ideas all the time. I have ideas to do this and that. People have a stronger emotional attachment to songs they know well. I agree, but I'm also kind of trying to make people watch the older ones too. I really think that a lot of the older ones are so good and people are not even giving them a chance. They just think they're old. One of them being Netherlands 2007. That's why it came up here. You know, in Europe it's much more earlier. Well, I do know, and that's why this was like the limit. If I were in Europe right now, I would have done this probably around 8 p.m, 9 p.m, but that would literally be 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning here. So I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna be way too late for me. Erison has to leave, and probably he left a long time ago. Bye, Erison. I'm sorry, I just saw the message now. Do you think Manga should have won rather than Lena? So yes, Manga was my favorite in 2010, but I was living in Germany, so I was actually quite happy that Lena won, but she was, I think she was somewhere like on my 20th place. Back then I was still doing like this stupid whatever you call them, like a slideshow stuff on YouTube with just like images of the artists and like ranking them. And even now I remember, I think I ranked Lena somewhere like 21st place in the final. So yeah, but I was happy that she won. It's just that she was not my favorite. She just grew on me in the years after. So now I totally like her, and I'm actually listening to her music, but not at that point. I didn't really, because in their national selection when they chose Lena, the other girl, I found that she was such a good singer, so much better than Lena. But yeah, Lena had charm and she knew how to get the votes, and the other girl did not. When will you do the next Americans React to? So the next one is gonna be 2013, and I've already talked with Mike and Lauren, but they're trying to figure out the schedule because it's more complicated. You know, we're not actual YouTubers, like we do other stuff. Which is better, Cluj versus Napoca? A great question. I love my city. What can I say? If I could, I would just move back there. questions. You should look at websites such as Kahoot. Correct answers are selected automatically, and we could see the top scorers on screen automatically, so you don't have to count anything and no complaints. I can try that. I didn't know that existed, so I'm actually gonna even write it down. It's Kahoot. Is it like kahoot.com or something like that? I'm actually curious how that works. And probably some people were complaining for not seeing their messages, but they also have to think that when they're writing a message and they push enter, it's automatically appearing on their screen. But for someone that's far away, that still has to like travel somehow. I voted for a few of the 20 songs, but they have too few votes to make it to the next round. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Risti. I do think that people are not going to vote for the 2000s songs, but don't worry, I'm going to save quite a bunch of them. What else? People need to know about Monica Angel and Marcel Pavel, so I wouldn't mind older stuff to get reactions to. I'm not sure if people really need to know about them. They need to know about them like as singers from Romania, but not the Eurovision, Monica Angel and Marcel Pavel. I don't know. I didn't like it that much. How and when did you get into the Eurovision world, I wonder? I mean, it's normal for us to be in Eurovision, but since you're an American... I'm not an American. I'm definitely not American. You can hear that in my accent. I'm definitely coming from Eastern Europe. I'm actually from Romania. I just live here and I'm surrounded by Americans where I'm living because of different reasons. But I don't live in the States and I'm not American. I'm fairly new, but I have been in full nerd mode ever since I joined. Are you telling me, I will learn that you're a new Eurovision fan and you won the very first trivia night? Which, by the way, the first trivia night had 50 questions. I so underestimated the amount of time it's gonna take to make that show. That was the very first one. I had no idea what's going on. Bye, Jonathan. Again, I'm seeing your messages too late and probably you're already gone. Kahoot is great. Kahoot is very fun. Okay, so if you guys are... yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. Same thoughts here with manga, I'm guessing. Are you happy with some artists that come back for Eurovision 2021, or you want a new artist? So I don't necessarily want a new artist. I'm quite happy. I don't care who comes. I just want the songs to be good. But I have a very specific fear for this artist, especially the ones that we're seeing like favorites this year. If they're coming back next year and their song is just a little bit worse than the song that they had this year, they're gonna be way down on the scoreboard. I mean, people are just gonna have like their bar for this artist so high, and if it doesn't meet that, they're just gonna drop like non-qualifiers, I would imagine a few of them. So that's their risk. As I think I said it before, I would just prefer some of them to take like 1 year, like a break, and then to come back, not to have the songs one after another. You can actually have 2 chat windows open, so you can answer in one and see the order of your answer in the other window. Oh, probably you're still talking about Kahoot. What's your favorite year of Eurovision show? So when you're talking just about the show and not the quality of the songs themselves, as a show I think 2016 is my favorite. I think they did a very good job. Have you been to any of the Eurovision shows live? No, I have not been, and I'm totally regretting this. And actually now, because I'm watching a lot of these videos, because I'm doing all this YouTube content, I keep seeing one very specific guy. He just appears at the end of all the songs in different years. I'm like, who is that guy? Why is that guy in all of the videos? Like, is he always like front row in Eurovision in every year? And if some of you have noticed that guy, please let me know, because I know I'm not crazy. It is the exact same guy. You can see him in Neta's Toy, and I was even planning to make a video about him at some point, but then I kind of gave up on the idea because I'm like, I don't want to talk about that guy, maybe he doesn't want me to. But he's always there like front row when they're filming like the happy crowd afterwards. Or maybe they're just actors and he's just part of the crew, he's always there. Another question. I only started looking into it in 2016, but I've now watched every contest since 1991 and I'm still going backwards in time. Wow, Waldron. Okay, well, that's commitment. The only show that I've done that with is Survivor. I started watching Survivor in 2010 and then I just went all the way back. Let's see another question. Eurovision Live is so much fun, but it's so expensive, especially if you want good seats. Well, that's the thing. I would actually prefer to be somewhere where there are no seats. So if I would go there, I want to be able to like dance and drink and chat and, you know, because we were actually talking with my friends when we reacted to Belarus 2009, and in Russia they had like this huge arena, but they put like seated seats in front of the stage, and every time when they were going with the camera, everyone was just sitting. I mean, it doesn't look the same like when people are like crazy and happy and whatever, because people are sitting. So I don't think that's too exciting. So I would like to be in an area where you can actually stand and move and jump and whatever, like the old times when I was in high school. Do you think the change in the voting system and the significance of role of the jury made the Eurovision contest more appealing? This is the main reason why Turkey left it after 13. So, okay, I can see both sides. I can see why Turkey would have been upset because of the results, and the results became worse because they included televoting. But at the same time, you also have to think that Turkey had a pretty big diaspora in Europe and they would get a lot of televotes, the same with Romania. I'm sure that Romania got those very good results earlier because there were a lot in Italy, in Spain. We would always get points from them. So I do think that the jury balances it. I don't always agree with juries. Actually, more I don't agree than I agree with the jury. But I do think it's a better balance than just having televote, because it's like which country spread more, and that country is getting a lot of votes anyway. When are you hosting karaoke night? What? I don't even know how that would work. We'll have to be like what? Skype? I don't know how that works. Or you just want to hear me singing. I have an awesome voice. Leaf Fern. I've been to 2 Eurovisions, 2003 and 2005, and in those days it was all seated. There was just no atmosphere and people couldn't dance. Exactly. That's exactly the feeling that I'm getting when I'm watching the videos from back then. Everything, especially in Russia. In Russia it's more noticeable because they had like these shots from the back of the arena moving towards the stage, and you would literally see the rows of people. And it will just make it even more visible, the fact that people are not moving and everything seemed like so structured. And I like the craziness that is happening now, and when they have like that mini satellite stage somewhere and the crowd is all around and they're doing whatever they want, I kind of like that. Funny that Turkey disliked that they didn't get the diaspora voting anymore. Yeah, it's pretty much what I said, but that's not funny, that's understandable. Which songs were your favorite from this year's Eurovision? So, I make a big difference between songs that I like in the way they were written, like the song itself, and how popular they are, how often I'm listening to them. So, from the writing point of view, the songs that I liked the most this year were Switzerland's, Bulgaria's, Romania, and Italy. Like those 4, I do think that they have like some really cool quality in songwriting. But popularity wise, like how often am I listening to them? These 4 songs, I'm not listening to them that often, to be honest, because they're very sad, so it's not really my mood. I am listening a lot to what's her name? I forgot again. Daughter from Sweden, even though she wasn't in this year. I'm listening a lot to the Georgian song. I used to listen a lot, now I kind of cooled it off, the North Macedonian song, and I liked a lot the Finnish song, which, okay, it's also a bit slow, but I really like the text of that one. And yeah, Cleopatra, Tra. And now since I started doing like this and the reactions and the rock session and whatever, I kind of started listening back also to the older songs. So like Mall from Albania, that song, it's really often just coming up in my playlist. Pyromore is my favorite to win, says Adli. Oh yeah, I would see it up there, especially with the juries. I'm not sure with the televote, because a lot of people just want like bangers. They want to dance, they want to move, they do, you know, they're like these two categories: the people that like sad songs and like very, very lyrical. But then there are also the other group that they just want to dance. They want to jump, they want to do things. Can Bonobo didn't have a really good song, so in this case I think the jurors got it right and the televote was overrated. Well, if you've watched our reaction to Eurovision 2012, you kind of know what we felt about that one. Especially Lauren and Mike, they were very vocal about it. I kind of kept it in. Let's see, did I miss some questions? If you go to ESC, they say do not wave your flags during the performance or you will be kicked out of the arena. And then people do it anyway. Well, I mean, obviously they're not going to run through the crowd to take you out because you put the flags up. But some of the flags, I feel like those people are very strategically in front of the camera. They've been probably to rehearsals or something and they know where the angles are gonna be, and sometimes they're covering the thing with flags. One of the moments when I actually hated that it happened was during the Armenian act. I forgot what year that was, the Love Wave. Because she had a very cool posing in the very end on the stage, and instead of seeing the posing, you see like the silhouette of a flag being waved and you don't actually see her. And that kind of took away a little bit from it. Also because they really thought to do that posing. But I also agree that sometimes with the fogging they're exaggerating, like at some point you can't see anything, there's just fog everywhere. In 2020 I think Romania and Bulgaria had songs that had a similar atmosphere, so I wondered who would ended up on top between the two. I think on top between the two would have been Bulgaria. Romania had a few things that people would have not liked, like this is accepting the genre. So the genre, both of them are in the same genre, so if you don't like slow songs, people would just not like either of them. But if you do like slow songs, some people might have not liked the lyric with fake news. I heard that one is like not, people did not appreciate that part of the song. And also somehow this topic of drinking became a thing. Like, it's like I literally thought that was so dumb. People were like getting upset because the song is about drinking, when obviously the end of the song says I will call you when I'm strong. It ends with that, it does not end with her being drunk or anything. And also she's saying I will call you when I'm drunk, which means she's not drunk now. So it's not like she drank already or anything. I don't know, but people are not really paying attention to the text. They hear alcohol and they're like, oh my god, it's a song about drinking. Save the children. What about the children? Like, that's dumb. Kihar, I tend to be more on a banger side, but I have two hands. I can stand both bangers and slow set. What? I have two hands. I can stand both bangers and slow set songs. And people who say they can lied several times. Who can? I do not completely understand. I feel like some commas and dots are missing in that phrase, but it's nice when people can appreciate both styles. Usually, creatively, I do appreciate the sad songs more because it's a lot easier to figure out how the melody goes and the lyrics. where usually the bangers, they're very repetitive and they just find like a rhythm and they keep going with it, and then the lazy lyrics is something that really annoys me. Like if it's the same thing again and again and again and they just cannot figure out to get out of that, like when they write the song, I think that's just lazy. It's literally lazy because you can find rhymes and rhythms and stuff that has nothing to do with not being creative. It's laziness. You're too late. Alexandru gave 50 points to everyone who said I love Cluj. Okay. Oh, 21 Bos Parlamji. You're back. Well, yeah, you've missed the actual trivia. I gave 50 points to everyone who said I love Cluj. No. Like, to be honest, no. But I do love Cluj, and I miss Cluj, and I want to go back. The worst thing about Romania's lyrics is the use of fake news. As I say, like a lot of people feel aggravated by it, and I don't know why. And like, I'm not even thinking about it. I started thinking about it once people started mentioning it, but before that I didn't even notice it. I mean, not that I didn't notice it, it's kind of noticing, but I just get it in that atmosphere. I know what she means, that I thought it were only fake news. I'd like to apologize right now for speaking completely incomprehensibly. Well, you're also using very complicated words that I cannot pronounce live. Okay, I see the questions are kind of done. So, what are you thinking about Roxanne? Like, in general? I really like her music. I don't know if you guys know that she came up with a new song called Spune. I really like it. I don't know if you guys heard it. I mean, probably the Romanians, I'm guessing, have a bigger chance to actually listen to it. But if you haven't, I totally recommend it to you. I love it. It's very close to Ce-ți spune dragostea, but I love it. And I kind of like her. She seems very simple. She's not like one of those artists that sees herself like an artist. I like when she's shy. I like the shy artist. What's your favorite year from before semifinals were introduced? Well, I started watching in 2005, so watching live, that did not really happen. But watching some acts from like way before, I would say that I kind of like 87, like a lot of good songs that year, or at least like more on my taste. We want Eurovision 2022 in Cluj. I mean, obviously, if Romania wins, Eurovision should be happening in Cluj, not in Bucharest. Just saying. People should stop saying Bucharest 2021. It should have been Cluj 2021. No, I don't agree with Bucharest. Cluj, it should be in Cluj, definitely. If Romania wins Eurovision, Alex should be the host. Well, obviously not, because I cannot read words like incomprehensible. So I would not be able to do that. But if they would ask me to like be in the front row to wave flags when I should be happy for countries, I will totally do that. What do you mean, how about a meetup anyway? With Kihag? I feel like a thing is happening with Kihag and Dana. I keep missing a lot of the stuff because I keep seeing that you're just addressing stuff to each other. I got into Eurovision this year, so I've never watched a Eurovision live. Oh, Asia, really? How, I'm actually curious, how did you get into Eurovision? Like, what did you watch that make you start watching it in 2020? Especially, this is literally the year when it got cancelled. What made you start now? It'll probably be the same guy who's always been doing it on TVR. Yeah, so TVR will have like their ancient people presenting Eurovision. Like, I honestly think if Romania wins and it's gonna be in Romania, the show is gonna be cool, the whole thing is gonna be cool, but the presenters are gonna be so cringy. So cringy, because especially that channel, they just have like their ancient people from like the 70s and they're the same ones. Like, just give others a chance too. Do you watch the Eurovision Again streams? I never stay for a full one, but I do watch some of them sometimes. But it just depends if I'm around at that point, because also the hour does not really match. I got into Eurovision Song Contest because I saw Conchita on the front page of Wikipedia while I was goofing off in class. Oh, Kihag, so you started only in 2014 or /2015? That's interesting. I also like when you guys are so good in trivia, I'm just expecting that you're like, I don't know, 50 years old and you've watched Eurovision from like the 70s. Did I calculate that right? Yeah, probably. If you're 50, you watch it from the 70s. As a non-European, I got into Eurovision because of Tumblr. Tumblr? How did Tumblr make you become a Eurovision fan? Cleopatra Azerbaijan winner. Mobile BS. You mean Azerbaijan should have won this year? I just started watching Eurovision after 2018. Are you guys for real? Like all of the good trivia ones, like you just started now? How old are you, by the way? I'm always imagining you to be like this super adult people, and I have a feeling that because I've never asked you, I have a feeling that you're all like 16 and 15. Lynn Murphy started watching in 2015. Okay. So that's also something that I've noticed with the votes for this Eurovision Redemption. Like all the votes are coming from 2015 and up. People don't really know a lot of songs before that. I'm Canadian, I've been following it since 2010. So you watched the first time, David, in the year when Lena won. So that was after Fairy Tale. Did you watch it because of Fairy Tale or it was just a coincidence? Dana, I wonder how big the range of the age group is here. How about a poll? Let's do a poll. Just write your age in here and Dana is gonna do the math extremely fast and she's gonna tell us at the end of this chat what was the average of all the numbers. So Dana, just watch now and people are gonna write all the numbers in. Go. Okay, another person that started in 2015. Shen Kian Song. Cool. Wait, Iwaldron said he's 16? Are you for real, Iwaldron? It cannot be. You did those statistics stuff for Eurovision. Was that for high school? How can you do that? I actually do not believe that you're 16. Are you for real? Oh my gosh. Okay, see at 27, see at 17, 28. So, Dana, what's the average up until now? 28? Am I the oldest one? Are you for real? Like, I haven't seen anyone older than me yet. How can I be the oldest one? That's so sad. Waldron, I'm just a massive nerd. Well, being nerd is good. I was so extremely nerdy. I'm actually gonna make a video about it, but a bit later. Someone gave me this idea, one of my best friends gave me this idea. She was like, how did you get so obsessed with Eurovision? So I tried to figure out like why did Eurovision make me be obsessed? I mean, I know what I like in Eurovision, but I don't know why I like what I like in Eurovision. And I started thinking like how did that just grab me? Because literally Eurovision I just watched one night and that was it. I've never missed any single show since then. As I told you probably in one of the videos like a longer time ago, I literally broke up with someone because they were interfering with my schedule watching one of the Eurovision finals. And I'm like, sorry, bye. Okay, I see a 35, so I can calm down. 32, 33. Okay, so I'm not the oldest. I'm somewhere in the higher average, I would say. Dana, I'll give you a number tomorrow. Well, no, that's not the way this was working. Like, you were supposed to do this now, live. Tell us the average, Dana. It's all on you. Al Riley, you have the right priorities. I was also 18 at that point, so yeah, that was my priority. I was not gonna miss the final of Eurovision. Well, no, it's not that if you aren't a Eurovision fan, I have no time for this. The problem was not being a fan. The problem was doing something extremely stupid and irrelevant in the Saturday night when Eurovision was supposed to happen. And Eurovision is like this huge thing. I'm not just gonna go do nothing just because. So I'm like, bye. Sounds like something I would do, breaking up with someone because it's interfering with Eurovision. Yeah, that's. I mean, if you're not if you're not in it, it's fine if you're not in it, but just don't ruin it for me. So that's a big deal. I mean, I kind of feel like a missionary here in Japan. Like I'm just trying to spread the word of Eurovision to everyone because the same friend that asked me how I became so obsessed, she also told me that it's crazy how I'm convincing people to watch this, because I already have like a group of friends here that are watching and they've never heard of Eurovision, and I just made them like addicted to it because they're literally asking me, when are we doing the next one? When are we doing the next one? So they want to do that, and because especially like Mike and Lauren, because they're not allowed to listen to any of other songs except for the years that they've already reacted to, for them it's a bit hard because they cannot go on Spotify because they're afraid they're gonna listen to like other songs. So it's pretty funny for me, not for them. Dana, that's too late to tell that you're not good at math. The thing already started. Come on, it wasn't that hard. The average is somewhere around 18, I'm guessing. There should be a Eurovision fan dating service. I mean, that's an awesome idea. But what do you do if you don't like the same songs? What do you do? What if someone tells you they don't like Fairy Tale, and then you'll have to break up too? Because maybe Fairy Tale is your favorite song of all time. I wouldn't understand why, but for some people it is. Out of the 7 Eurovisions I watched, my favorites were 2014 and 2009. Some people are recommending me to watch 2012. I listened to some of the songs so far. I like Italy and North Macedonia. In 2012's winner is my favorite winner all time. It's not my favorite song all time, but it's my favorite winner all time. 2014 is the one that Conchita Wurst won. Yeah, I would say that 2014 was better than 2012, and as a show altogether. And in 2009, why I like 2009, I feel that when this happened in Russia, the big production and the stage kind of was taken to a different level than the way it was up until that point, and that pretty much changed everything that happened in Eurovision afterwards. So now I would actually be curious if Russia would win, because they would like to show off, they would like to show that they can do this and that. They're gonna start like a new trend or like a new age in Eurovision. I'm curious what they would come up with, because that style of huge stage and arena and whatever, it was not really before 2009. All the shows, if you're watching, it seems kind of crammed, and I kind of like that idea. Of course, right after 2009 in Russia, it happened in Oslo, where it was like a lot smaller, but still cool. But then starting from Germany and on, the stages just got crazy. In 2012, the stage was huge. I literally think that they were jogging on that stage. Then I'm backing out because of GDPR. I have no idea what GDPR stands for. Someone's favorite is 2012. Jake likes 2012. I like the winner. If one of my friends say don't like my favorite song, I will literally grab a flamethrower and burn them. Okay, well, now you show your age. Now I believe you that you're that young. But I love Bulletproof. I love Bulletproof a lot. I'm rare because my favorite winner is 1965. I mean, okay, which one was 1965? Can you please write me which one? I have two ideas in my head. I'm not sure which one is 1965. 1965, I do remember that is the year when Germany got 0 points for the second time. But I forgot the winner. I don't know what will happen if Russia would host again. I'm Russian, by the way. I honestly think that Russia would try to show off. They would try to show, look, we have this technology and we can do this or that. And that would change for the rest of Eurovisions, because that's what happened in 2009. And I would be interested in that. I want something new, like we are done with 2010. Let's start with 2000s with something cooler. I mean, not necessarily cooler, but like different, I don't know. I don't even know what to imagine, but just something that's different than the way it is now. What song you really want to see on Eurovision but failed to win the national selection? Well, I forgot which year that was, but in Germany, I forgot the name of the song. So in Germany a few years ago, there was like this group, the Gregorians, and they had a really cool song, and one of the main vocalists was from Romania, Narcis, from Romania's Got Talent, the first year of Romania's Got Talent. That song gave me chills, but then they've lost. And Bulletproof from this year, but I only heard of Bulletproof after the national selection, so I'm not that emotionally involved. In Romania, I think in 2007, there was also a group, I forgot their name, they sang something like operatic, and I liked that one. I think it was Shine, something like Shine, Shine on my way, something like that, and that song was really cool. But they've lost, they finished second. They were from Sweden, by the way. They were trying to take over the entire Eurovision. Pupe. Oh, I like that song. Actually, I've listened to it just randomly on Spotify. It was something like, I don't know what mix it was. It was a mix on Spotify, and that song started, and I had to check it. And yeah, it's a pretty good one. I don't like the actual performance, but I like the song. My favorite song of Eurovision is the song of Estonia 2013, Goodbye to Yesterday. I loved Goodbye to Yesterday too. It was a really good one. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song all times, but it's way above average. Everyone else have a love for Anywhere from DMGP last year. I'm missing something in here. If Russia hosts, do you think there will be issues with some countries? Kind of like what happened to Iceland 2019 in Israel. I would say it this way. I'm pretty sure that the Russian security would handle it much better than Israel did. If Italy would host the contest, it would be a crime. Why? I really don't think so. I really think that you have so many... Well, first of all, I would think your intro cards will be just awesome. And then to have like your own culture, like the pre-show thing, that will be awesome. I really don't think it's gonna be bad if Italy wins. I mean, you're doing Sanremo. How? Biondo Shine, by the way. Cosmina, she knows what I was talking about. Biondo was the name that I was thinking of. I don't know why I kept thinking of the name Oscar. Probably one of their names was Oscar, and Oscar was in my head. But yes, that song, Biondo Shine, I actually felt so sad I did not qualify for Eurovision that year. It was 2007. What's your view of my favorite song, Jamala 1944? So, the feelings are mixed. I did not like the song before the show. After the live performance, I loved it, and I knew that it was going to win, just because it was very emotional, the digital effects, everything was really cool, and I knew it's gonna grab a lot of attention also with what was actually happening politically. So I thought that was very awesome. And I didn't listen to the song that much afterwards. It's kind of like one of those situations where I think the song was cool, but it's not something that I would listen to every day. But then in the past years, when she was the judge in 2018, 19, that's when she disappointed me. I mean, that to me was so heartbreaking, and when I saw how she acted, I did not like that. So from there on, it kind of affected my opinion of the song too. Because, yeah, I'm just a person. I can be subjective. I did not like the way she handled that situation at that point as a juror. Oh, let's see. Do you think the live orchestra should be back again? The live orchestra should be back again for some of the songs. I do think that some of like more classical songs or like live piano, like guitar, what the F? Like my English is getting so bad. Live guitar and stuff like that, they would sound a lot better live. But then if you have a lot of electronic music, definitely that would not work with orchestras. Here in Australia, people are upset that Australia didn't win in 2016 and think we were robbed. I don't agree. What is your opinion? Wait, I have to remember which one was 2016. I'm actually gonna look for it. What was Australia 2016? Oh, okay, why did I forget that one? I have to tell you, I did not like personally that song. I don't know why. It was just... I wouldn't say that I hate it, or like if it goes on the radio I would change it. I would let it go, but it's not something that I would think myself, be like, I want to listen to that one. And just a very good sign for it is just the fact that I forgot which song was 2016, so that's... If I'm forgetting the acts, it means that I'm totally not into them. Not even like in a hate way. Like for example, I totally hate Iceland 2006, but because I hate it so much, I keep remembering it and I know the lyrics and I know the song. Do you think there should be more than 6 people on stage? No, I think that's fine. The rule of 6 people is totally fine, because otherwise some stuff will just be like full choreography and a circus thing there. I don't want that. So I still think that the 6 rule is kind of fine. Unless the group, I would say if there is a group that is, or more than 6 people, they should allow the entire group to be there. This actually happened, I think, with Mandinga from Romania when there were more than 6 actually, and some of them had to stay out, and I think that's sad. Dummy is incredible, but Sound of Silence is one of her worst songs. Well, I cannot comment on that, I don't really know a lot of her songs. I do agree that her voice was good. I just did not like the thing in general. I thought I was the only one to like the Beyond the song. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Like in my family, when I watched that, I was like with my sister and my future brother-in-law at that point, and we were watching. Everyone was so upset that night. So upset. We were so sure that there's no way for that song to lose, and then they did. I actually prefer Guy Sebastian than Dami. I agree. I like Guy Sebastian also a lot more than Dami. Even though quality-wise probably Dami is a better singer, but Guy Sebastian just had a better performance overall. It was like eye-catchy. What are you thinking about Marouf's Siren Song? I like Marouf's Silent Song. What I'm trying to say is that I wish this song would have made it to Eurovision. I didn't like the way everything happened. So I feel really bad for Marouf. Little Big were 7 people. I also saw that, so in their video I also saw that there were 7, and I was curious how they were planning to do that. Do you guys know what they were planning to do? Were they just removing one of them? It's like, whoever picks the short straw goes out. Azerbaijan was so close to winning 2012, they were unlucky that there were too many good songs in 2012. So Azerbaijan, I feel so bad for Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is one of my favorite countries in Eurovision, like music-wise. but 2011 is literally probably the song that I like the least. Right now I cannot think of a song that I like less than that one from Azerbaijan, and it's really sad when that's your winning act, because people remember you because of that one. And the 2012 act was much better. Yeah, Azerbaijan has very good production value all the time. She has her own. Will you be teaching the Americans about Nightwish too? Well, I really have to have a serious talk with Lauren, at least. Lauren was the only one who said that she never heard of Nightwish, and I think Amelia too, but Amelia does not listen to rock music, so I was expecting her not to know that. But I was so surprised when Lauren said she didn't know about Nightwish. And the guys did not say anything in the back, so I kind of think that they don't know about Nightwish either. But they should know about it though. I listened to We Got Love more than Sound of Silence. Drunk Jessica Mauboy was robbed. Well, I'm sorry, but the same thing with Jessica Mauboy. Her live performance, that was really bad. Like, that was actually bad. Like, Sound of Silence was just like, eh. But the live performance of We Got Love was bad. I loved the song. The song is really good. The studio version is awesome. But something happened on stage. I'm not sure if there's like a backstory, something that people don't really know. But something happened on stage. That was a bad performance. Which is your favorite country among those that never won? Those that never won. And countries, oh, but this is hard. I would have to think of so many songs to kind of make. Let's just make it easy. The favorite country that has never won is Romania. Like, they should win at least once with one song. And also the Romanian fans should be a bit more supportive. I just think that the Romanian fans are getting upset so easily if their favorite doesn't win. Originally, Little Big Dancer guy wasn't gonna go, but then they posted that they'd found a way to bring him, but then everything was cancelled, so I have no idea. Maybe they kept running, like someone was running off stage and the guy was coming in, and then the guy was go out and another guy comes in. I'm not sure, is that a thing? Can you have like more people if you keep rotating them and there are only 6 on stage? Do you watch the Eurovision Song Junior? Now, a lot of people have recommended me that, and I'm really curious, I want to do it, but I only want to do it on camera. So I want, when I'm watching it, I want to watch it live, to be an actual reaction to it. So I kept postponing. There are like a lot of things that I really want to watch, but I haven't because I want to film like reactions. But I got so busy with all these projects and whatever, and I, like me myself, I haven't done a reaction video in a really long time. What do you think about the comeback of ABBA or Celine Dion at Eurovision? They're nice to be there as representatives of Eurovision, but I don't think they would have the same result at this point. Most of the votes would come because they have a huge fan base, but I don't think if the styles would work at this point as well. Kate Zero Gravity was our best entry, I think, from Australia. It was definitely a very noticeable act. I'm not sure if it's the best. I like it. I have to think if I like another one better than that one. I still think Guy Sebastian was the best entry from Australia. I don't know, I just love that song a lot, and I like the staging. Have you seen the Cherry Red challenge? Cherry Red challenge? No. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, not move? Like, just stay and stare into the camera when it's an upbeat song? I don't know what the challenge would be. I literally think that the Cherry Red challenge would be like not to move when a song is really upbeat. Like, just try not to dance should be the Cherry Red challenge. Have you heard about the Hooverphonic scandal about the reason they... Yes. I totally heard about that, and my opinion kind of went a little bit down. Like, I know characters, I know like personalities, not characters. personalities and how personalities work. And Hoover Phony does have a style of music that to me makes me believe that the people that are involved are like extremely smart. They're like smart, very good people doing what they're doing. So usually when you have a group like that, there is one person that normally feels a little bit more above everyone. And I never thought of it, but once this happened, I was kind of expecting it. I thought, okay, if it's this type of group of people that are like very musical, very cultural, very, you know what I'm saying, like very high level, they think, at some point one of them will look down. But I mean, it still doesn't affect my opinion about the song. I still love the song, I still hope they're gonna have a good entry next year, but it might affect people's opinion about it. It did with mine. Would be a huge push for Eurovision worldwide. I don't know, what did I miss? The Cherry Red challenge would be a huge push. I still need to know what the Cherry Red challenge is. Do you watch the performance of Alina Eremia on ESC 2005? No, I don't. ESC Junior. So I am not watching Eurovision Junior because I want to watch it only when it's when I'm actually going to record it. So it's going to be an actual reaction to Eurovision Junior. Yeah, that's the challenge. They play the song and just stand still. It's so funny. Oh, so I guessed it right. Yeah, it's exactly what I was expecting the Cherry Red challenge to be. Still, I'm still saying that my favorite song this year that Romania could have sang was Beautiful Disaster, but I know how many people did not like it. So, I don't know. You have to be somehow commercial and also cool with people. Gaspar is not here today, but I'll say it anyway. You'll be in for a treat for Road to Kingdom. Well, I did tell you that I'm doing the reaction, so that's actually the plan for this week. I'm not sure if it's gonna be uploaded this week, but that's the plan for me to record this week. Give us a live reaction. I'm not gonna do it now. Also, it's extremely late. I cannot have like music be playing around here. Is there an artist that you think is very funny when it comes to interviews? I love Mahmoud because he doesn't know. A funny person that gives interviews. I cannot really think of anyone because I'm not really watching a lot of interviews. I don't really want to be. I'm trying not to get my opinion affected by their interviews because sometimes that does happen. I hear something that they're saying or the way they're saying it, and then my opinion kind of changes and that affects the way I'm listening to the song. So most of the times I'm literally just trying to be like shut off, like I'm not reading the news from like wee blogs or stuff like that because I don't want to know all the stories about everything. Usually I just watch the reactions sometimes, but only after I've seen it. So after I have my own opinion, then I'm watching other people's reactions. And yeah, I don't really. I watch some interviews afterwards. So after Eurovision happens, yeah. I still think that Lena is pretty funny in her interviews. She's not necessarily funny, but she's very. She just talks her mind. She doesn't care what she's saying. She said a lot of dumb things. She even said at some point that once you're past 27 years old, your life has ended. Like everything you could have done, you should do it before you're 27. At that point, I think she was like 23, something like that. And she was saying that she needs to do all that before she's 27 because when you're 27, your life is ending. Like what you're supposed to do, your purpose in life. And I thought, okay, this is so naive, the way she was talking about it. I wonder what she thinks now because she's in her 30s. And she's a juror in The Voice Kids. What made you decide to start this Eurovision channel? Well, one of the persons that actually influenced me in starting this is one of the persons that you guys do not like, and that one is Carlos. I got a lot of messages about Carlos, but I started this because of him. So when we became friends here on the island, I showed Carlos once Eurovision, and I thought that his reactions were so funny. And I thought if I find it so funny and so interesting to watch him, like I could not just wait to see another Eurovision just to see how he's watching. I thought it would be just interesting for other people too, if it's for me. Like I cannot be the only one who finds that interesting. So that's when the idea came with, let's just bring people that have never watched Eurovision to watch Eurovision, and even more people that have never heard of Eurovision, like the Americans. And yeah, this is pretty much how the whole channel idea started. Come on Alex, a live reaction. Come on 21, it's not the moment for live reactions. But this might be a thing, maybe I will do live reactions. Also, I cannot do it on this stream because if by any chance I'm getting copyrighted, the stream is gonna get shut down. Because YouTube is doing live checking on what is happening on a stream. So if it's like music or stuff that is copyrighted, it will just get shut down. So I don't want to risk that. What about Stefan Raab's Vadde Hadde Dude Da? Well, I like Stefan Raab in general, and I think he was a very good influence in Germany in Eurovision. Like every time he was involved somehow in Eurovision, the results were very good. He was the one involved like with his own song, obviously, then with Max, then with Lena, with second Lena, and with what was his name? Roman. So those results were very good, and after that he said he's done. So after he was done, very generic songs started coming back from Germany. So it was very obvious that Stefan Raab knew how that works. He knew how to make the show a show and what people want to listen to. And one of his ideas that he actually said it on TV was, people will react a lot better to a song that makes you dance than to a slow song, even if the slow songs are very good, because if you're at a party, and I kind of like his idea. He was like, if you have like a party with your family watching Eurovision and wanting to vote or whatever, if